If you knew what your partner actually thinks, you would handle your relationship very differently starting today. They say everything is fine, but if you could see inside, you would find things they have never once said aloud. Partners go quiet not because nothing is wrong, but because they are afraid of what honesty might cost them. And here is the part that stings. There are 10 things your partner desperately wants you to understand right now. They will probably never find the words to say any of them, no matter how long you have been together already. Today you are going to hear all 10, and when you reach number 7, you will likely feel it in your chest. Number 1. I need you to see me, not just the role I play inside this relationship every single day. You fell in love with a person, but somewhere along the way, that person quietly became a function in your household. The cook, the earner, the one who remembers appointments, the one who keeps everything from quietly falling apart alone. And underneath all of that responsibility is a human being who is slowly disappearing and hoping you will notice soon. University of Michigan relationship research is direct on this point. Partners who feel unseen become emotionally unavailable over time. They're not withdrawing from you on purpose. They're protecting what little sense of self they have left inside. What they wish they could say is this: I am more than what I do for you and for this life we built. I need you to be curious about who I still am, not just grateful for everything I continue to manage for us. They do not need a grand gesture. They need you to ask one real question and then actually wait for the answer. And number 2 cuts even deeper, because it happens in conversations you both think are perfectly normal and completely fine. Number 2, when you give advice, what I actually needed was for you to just stay in the room with me. Your partner tells you something is bothering them, and within seconds, you have already identified the problem and the solution. You mean well, you genuinely do, but what lands is not your helpfulness, it lands as a door slamming shut. They wanted to feel less alone inside the problem, and instead, they now feel alone and also slightly managed by you. UCLA. Psychology research confirms this clearly. Partners who feel consistently problem-solved instead of heard begin to stop sharing at all. They do not stop talking because they trust you less. They stop because talking starts to feel pointless and exhausting. What they wish they could say is simple. I am not always bringing you a problem that needs your immediate attention. Sometimes I am bringing you my interior life, and what I need is for you to come inside it with me briefly. Not a fix, not a reframe, not 5 steps toward resolution, just your presence, undivided, for a few honest minutes. Number 3 will make you rethink something you probably do every single week without realizing its actual impact on them. Number 3, your bad moods do not stay with you. They move through the whole space we share together. You come home tense from work, and you think you are managing it, keeping it contained, not letting it affect anyone. But your partner reads you the way a weather system reads pressure changes. They feel the shift before you say a word, and now they are quietly adjusting their entire behavior, their tone, their plans, trying to keep the atmosphere stable for everyone. Columbia University stress research is unambiguous. A partner's unspoken tension elevates the other person's cortisol levels measurably and consistently. Their body is literally responding to your stress, even when you have not said a single word about what is wrong. What they wish they could tell you is this: your mood is not just yours when we are sharing the same space. When you carry it silently, I carry it too. And I do it alone, because you have not told me what it even is. They are not asking you to be endlessly cheerful. They are asking you to name what is happening so they can stop guessing. Your silence does not protect them from your stress. It just makes them absorb it without any context to make sense of it. Number 4 is the one that accumulates quietly for years, before either person realizes how much damage has already been done. Number 4. I keep score, not because I am petty, but because I have been waiting for things to feel equal for a long time. You probably do not track the invisible labor, the mental lists, the social calendar, the appointments, the things remembered just in time, but your partner tracks all of it, not out of resentment initially, but out of the very human need to feel like it matters. Harvard relationship psychology is clear. Unacknowledged, invisible labor is one of the leading predictors of long-term resentment in partnerships. It does not start as resentment. It starts as a quiet hope that you will notice, followed by a quieter grief when you do not. What they wish they could say is this: I do not want to be the person who keeps a list, but somebody has to. And right now that somebody is always me. And I am starting to wonder whether you even know that list exists at all. They do not want a formal division of tasks. They want acknowledgement that what they carry is real, and it is heavy sometimes. Number 5 is the one most partners discover only after years of small silences have already added up into something much larger. Number 5. I stop bringing up certain things because of the way those conversations always seem to end between us. You may have no memory of the specific exchange that taught them this, but they remember exactly how it felt to walk away. Maybe you got defensive, maybe you shut down, maybe you pivoted immediately to your own version of the same complaint instead. Whatever happened, they catalogued it, and now there is an entire category of things they simply no longer bring to you. Journal of Marriage and Family Research identifies this pattern clearly. Chronic conflict avoidance in one partner signals chronic unsafety in communication. They're not being secretive, they're being careful. And the fact that they have to be careful is the actual problem here. What they wish they could tell you is this: there are things I carry alone now, because sharing them costs me more than silence does. I do not want to edit myself around the person I chose to build my life with, but I have learned to do it anyway. What they need from you is not a promise to agree with everything. They need to believe that honesty will not be punished. Number 6 is the one that tends to surface right around the time partners start feeling like strangers inside familiar routines together. Number 6. I miss who we were before we got so efficient at just managing our life side by side every day. You have built something real and functional together. The schedules, the system, the life that runs with reasonable reliability most days. But somewhere inside all that functionality, the two actual people who chose each other have become very difficult to locate anymore. Gottman Institute research spanning decades is direct. Couples who prioritize logistics over emotional connection report significantly lower relationship satisfaction long-term. You are not failing as partners, you are succeeding as co-managers, and those are not the same thing at all. What they wish they could say is simple: I miss being interesting to you, and I miss finding you genuinely surprising sometimes too. I miss the version of us that had conversations that went somewhere unexpected, that laughed at things nobody else would understand. We did not lose each other dramatically. We just got very busy and forgot to keep finding each other inside the busyness. Number 7 is the one that reshapes how your partner feels about themselves long after the original moment has passed and been forgotten. Number 7. I am still thinking about something you said casually that you probably do not even remember saying to me. You threw it out in passing. A small comment about how they handled something, what they looked like, what they always do. You moved on in seconds, but they're still carrying it weeks later, quietly deciding what it means about how you see them. Princeton psychology research is unambiguous. Offhand negative comments from an intimate partner have a disproportionately large impact on self-perception over time. The words you say without thinking are often the ones that land the hardest and stay the longest inside another person. What they wish they could tell you is this: you do not realize how much weight your words carry, simply because you love me. A stranger saying the same thing would not have stayed with me at all. But you said it, and that changes everything entirely. They're not being oversensitive. They're being human, in the specific way that only happens when someone genuinely matters to you. And number 8 is the one that quietly determines whether your partner feels safe enough to actually show up fully in this relationship. Number 8. I need to know that you still choose me, not just that you are still here, because leaving feels too complicated now. Staying is not the same as choosing, and your partner knows the difference between the two, even if they cannot always name it. They need to feel deliberate you want it, not tolerated, not convenient, not simply the path of least resistance for your particular life. NYU. Attachment research is consistent. Adults whose partners express active choice report significantly higher emotional security and relationship satisfaction overall. Passive presence, being there without ever really saying why, reads to a partner as ambivalence, even when it is not intended that way. What they wish they could hear you say is this: I'm not here because it is easier than leaving. I'm here because I want to be. And what they wish they could say back is, I need you to tell me that sometimes, because I cannot always see it clearly from here. They do not need grand declarations. They need small, honest, deliberate moments that confirm you are present on purpose and not by default. Number 9 is the one that surprises most people because it sounds like a criticism, but is actually a form of deep trust. Number 9. I need you to stop pretending everything is fine when it clearly is not, because your performance exhausts both of us. You show up composed, capable, holding everything together, and you think you are being strong in the way a partner should be strong. But what they see is someone who will not let them in, someone who has decided that needing help is not something you are allowed to do. Stanford psychology research is direct. Partners who suppress vulnerability consistently create emotional distance, even when their intention is protection and stability for both people. Your strength is real and they respect it. But your performance of strength is a wall they have been standing outside of for a long time. What they wish they could say is this: I did not sign up to be with someone perfect. I signed up to be with you specifically. You specifically means the version that sometimes does not know the answer, that is sometimes scared, that sometimes needs to not be okay for a moment. Your real self is not a burden to me. It is the person I actually fell in love with, and I would like to see them again. And all of it, every single one of these 9 things, leads to the one they will almost certainly never say directly to you. Number 10. Underneath everything, I love you in a way that still surprises me sometimes, even on the hardest days between us. Every withdrawal, every quiet mood, every conversation that ended flat, none of it means what you might have decided it means. Underneath all of it is a person who chose you, who keeps choosing you, and who is terrified that you cannot feel that clearly enough. Every time they go quiet, they are really asking, are we still okay? Are you still in this? Do you still see me the way you used to? Every time they push back hard, they are testing something much simpler than the argument itself. Am I still safe with you right now? What they wish they could say, but rarely find the exact words for, is something like this, and nothing more complicated than this. I love you in the specific and inconvenient way that makes your opinion of me matter more than almost anyone else's on earth. I am harder on you than I am on anyone else, because you are the person I trust not to leave when I am difficult to be around. When I seem far away, I am usually closest to needing you. I just have not figured out yet how to say that without feeling exposed. Your partner's love is not always quiet or graceful or easy to recognize when it arrives in the middle of an ordinary Tuesday, but it is real, it is yours, and it has been yours on every single day, including the ones that felt the most uncertain to both of you.